Positive emotional experiences can have a major, major impact on your life today. Today. If you can recall those experiences, those positive experiences, that emotional feeling, it can have a major impact. Welcome back to Happy Brain. My name is Sean Bloch. I was sitting in a small room for a film festival and watching the star of the film doing a Q&A. And I just kind of sat back and let Lisa, who was the star of the show, kind of take questions and field questions from the audience. Now, I had gone to this festival kind of a little bit with an ego. I was hoping to get a lot of attention and I was hoping to make a big splash. It was my first film festival as a rookie documentary filmmaker. But Lisa and the experience I had in that room changed everything and humbled me beyond belief. You see, Lisa at 62 decided to transition living from a male, Larry, to living as Lisa, nearing 65 years old, 62 years old at the time. Most of the time people would be considering retiring, moving on to the next phase of life, and she decided that she was going to make this major transition. So as she was taking questions about the film, about her life, about her experience, the 20-ish something woman, maybe in college, raised her hand, and before she could even start asking a question, she just started crying, bawling, almost uncontrollably. It was almost uncomfortable. But she kind of came to, I think Lisa came over and kind of, touched her hand and helped her calm down for a second. And she said, "Lisa, this experience, you sharing your story on screen, is going to change my life. I feel so seen. I feel so heard. I feel like somebody cares. Somebody went through something that I'm going through." And I sat back there kind of in the background, and this just realization came over me. And I was so humbled, and I was so proud of Lisa. That feeling that I had, I can't even explain. It was just this emotional charge. It was this feeling of electricity. It was a feeling of pride. It was a feeling of that you did something. You helped somebody, and that person that you helped so many other people. That was a feeling that I did not want to go away. And I would treasure that feeling for so many years and years to come. Positive emotional experiences can have a major, major impact on your life today. Today. If you can recall those experiences, those positive experiences, that emotional feeling, it can have a major impact when you're struggling getting up to go to work. You're having a tough issue with a family member, or you're having issues with a friend, or you're just struggling in general. Did you know that you can conjure up positive experiences, positive memories, and channel that to feel alive and feel better? This is not just me talking. This is science. In a study, there's this concept of broad-minded affective coping technique, BMAC. And it talks very simply about how you can recall emotional experiences rather than any neutral experiences that you might experience. What did you do last week, 2 weeks ago, for your last birthday? Well, if your birthday was an emotional experience, you probably remembered it. But if not, those experiences, our mind can't remember everything. But those powerful experiences that you have stay with you and can really be useful in your life. For example, in a Psychology Today article, it talks about the benefits of reliving your happy experiences. Recalling happy experiences can disrupt patterns, alleviate anxiety, and even lower cortisol levels. Lynn Rivers, in our podcast just a couple weeks ago, talked about the power of energy and how light energy can make such a difference in your life. And if you can remember experiences where you felt that lightness, or maybe in my case, that powerful emotion, that pride, that joy of seeing somebody succeed or help others, you can channel that and bring that into your life today. It makes me realize that what we experience in our lives has an impact at the moment, not only at the moment, but for the rest of your life. And the moments that you have in your life and the impact you have on others can also trigger those emotional experiences that you can take with you. That 21-year-old at that conference, at that film festival that Lisa was consoling and talking to, she'll never forget that experience. That experience had an impact on her. Now it was an emotional experience, maybe filled with joy, maybe filled with hurt, maybe filled with relief. A lot of emotions were going on with that young lady at the time, but she had an emotional experience that will carry with her for the rest of her life. And Lisa Miller, I am so grateful for you for sharing your story and allowing me to be there at that point in that moment in time where I could learn something and experience that burst of creative energy, of joy, of pride. Now, can you think of an experience that you've had in your past that could serve you today? Think about an engagement, birth of a child, promotion at a job, anything that you had a purposeful experience, an emotional experience. Now think about getting up and you're struggling and you're having a hard time getting that energy into your body. Channel your past experience. Bring that experience to you. Think about and feel what you were feeling at the time, and maybe that'll give you a head start on whatever you're trying to do, whatever struggles you're going through. I have another experience that I channel. It's a very simple experience. It wasn't a big experience. I was leading a training organization. I was an officer on the board of an organization, and we were having this meeting, and new people were coming in the room. And this woman named Kristen, I'll never forget it. I was just sitting there, and she kind of came in, and she was a little shy, and kind of, when you go into a new group, you're uncomfortable. And you know that feeling when somebody comes up to you and welcomes you and kind of brings you into the fold? Well, that's the experience that I had. I just was fortunate enough to be there and welcoming her. And later on, she told me, Sean, that experience right there was so powerful for me. It made me feel welcome. It made me feel joy. And it made that experience of her telling me about that specific experience, that carried over to me. So when I need that feeling of helping others, or when I'm training and I'm doing work, that feeling of being of service and helping, I can channel that experience as well. So think about the different experiences that you've had and channel them for whatever you need today. Thank you so much for listening to this or watching this episode of Happy Brain. Please, if you enjoy this content, subscribe, share, and most of all, go out there and be happy. Cheers. Thank you for listening to another episode of Happy Brain. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you have an extra second, leave us an honest review over on iTunes or your Apple podcasting app. And until next time, my friends, keep that brain of yours happy.